Susie and Ian moved into their house in December last year. Almost immediately, Susie's sleep became disturbed, and she felt an unwelcome presence that made her unable to work from home. Now they've had enough and want to know if the house is really to blame, or is there something more sinister at work? In this programme, we investigate why some people feel uneasy and anxious even in their own home. With the help of psychics, astrologers and white witches, we try and establish whether the house is the real culprit. Susie and Ian were married 11 years ago and had lived in a succession of RAF quarters around the world. However, when they moved into their current house, Susie sensed an odd presence that has affected the business she runs from home.
The last house, I worked from home, but it was a different setting, so it was fine. But this one is the first one where I've had this big problem.
Well, as soon as the office was set up, Susie mentioned that she wasn't happy.
It's a definite feeling that somebody's behind me when I'm working, particularly at night.
Susie's not so much spooked or frightened by that room as such. It's just an uneasy feeling.
How I would describe my feelings in the office isn't exactly scared, it's uneasy, a feeling that somebody's coming into your space.
How is Susie and Ian's sense of unease affecting their lives?
This room, though, you feel comfortable with?
Yes, it's nice and light and you don't get that feeling. All the doors are visible, it's fine. Yeah, this room's fine. To go into the office is the uncomfortable bit, yeah. Yeah. But I have to go in there and I have to be brave and deal with it, otherwise my clients wouldn't be getting the service that they get now.
First glance, Susie, this seems like a good place to work. You've got a nice view out the window, it's a light and bright room.
My main problem is that I sit with my back to the door and my back to the window. So when I'm working late at night, which is quite often, I'm facing into this corner, this dark angled corner. And then there's this feeling that interrupts your work, that there's always somebody standing behind you.
Is it affecting the way that you work?
Yes, it is, because I feel there's this negative energy there. I come up and I see all this work that's collecting around me, and because I'm not flowing freely with work and ideas, it's definitely affecting my whole day. And as soon as I come into the office, I get this feeling, because this energy is there that's not very pleasant.
Do you sleep well, you two?
I like the space in the room, but if Ian's away, I don't sleep terribly well, and kind of always 4 o'clock in the morning I find I'm awake.
Even when he's here?
Sometimes, but mostly it's when he's not here.
So, are you away a lot?
Not at the moment, but I'm due to go away on a detachment, so there is that looming. Where,
How long for?
4 months.
I know. 4 months of waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
That's not great, is it?
That's not great.
You'd like to be able to sleep through?
I would.
Disturbed sleep patterns and an unwelcome presence in the house have unsettled the couple and caused Susie's work to suffer. We've asked 3 experts who know nothing about the couple to see if the house really does hold the key to their problems. Astrologer Raymond Castrogiovanni, practicing witch Inbaal, and feng shui practitioner Richard Ashworth. Hidden cameras have been strategically placed all over the house to enable Susie and Ian to observe each expert from the surveillance van. Once the experts have individually diagnosed the house, Susie and Ian will choose the one they feel has most accurately pinpointed the problems to return and try and solve their dilemma. The first expert, astrologer Raymond Castrogiovanni, works with zodiac star signs and numbers relating to the individual's home. He has asked for the couple's birth dates and times.
Well, my first impressions on coming into this house and its effect on the family is actually a really good haul, except all this clutter.
I know. Tell me about it.
We really need to move this and replace it with a very good, lively, large green plant. Gives better harmony and better energy.
I like that idea.
Well, a lovely room, but my first impression is this enormous 3-piece suite dominating everything, which is a real pity because we've got actually quite a nice energy in here.
Ian's parents donated it to us, but their sitting room was huge, so it was fine. It's not really fine for military quarters.
Well, this room speaks volumes about the people that live here. On one side, we have this very macho energy of the Royal Air Force. We have the policeman's truncheons that give us an identity of somebody who's strong and stoic. But we also have the crystal ball, the unicorns, the cats. These are obviously associated to the lady of the house. So we have an influence of somebody who's very gentle, very perceptive, and able to bring out the mysteries of life as well. The more I look at the birthday of the lady of the house, and the more I look at some of the things in here, I can see this strong spirituality, this psychic awareness.
I'm amazed how he's picking up on me, but I'm surprised that he's feeling I've got so much psychic energy. Maybe I'm suppressing it.
Oh, here we are, the master bedroom. The feel of the room is very good though. There's almost a sort of energy, there's a tingle in here that I feel there may be a friendly ghost.
Ooh.
And I notice above the pine furniture dresser, lots of little ornaments. I can imagine that sometimes things go missing and then reappear again.
I've never noticed anything going missing, have you?
No.
Unless you've moved it.
Ah, there's a pity. We have a crack very close to the ceiling in the relationship part of the room. Now that is really going to be very disruptive. This could be causing tension subconsciously for the couple.
I can see that there is a slight area where we could have a conflict, yeah, because of the business and bits and pieces, and maybe that I wouldn't have associated it with the crack in a wall, though.
Wow, well this is a really wonderful functional office. There is calmness and tranquility. And if the person that spends a lot of time working in here feels they need to connect with those that have passed on, there will be a great reassurance. There's a wonderful feeling of warm arms wrapping around you while you're in this room.
But if it's a friendly ghost, I don't really want him sitting on my shoulder when I'm working.
Our second expert, Inbaal, is a practicing witch. She believes in balancing the natural elements within the home. She's also been given Ian and Susie's times and dates of birth.
The colours in the lounge are very calm, very limey, very creamy, and that's the first thing that's important here, because we're talking about two people that from the birth charts I saw that they're very fiery. So in a positive sense, they can relax here.
That fits, doesn't it?
Absolutely fits.
The two of them will compromise a little bit too much. I don't think that they fight and that they row because each of them will allow the other one to win. Because they're two fiery people, then if they're faced with an argument, there's really no telling what would happen. They could kill each other. So each of them knows the fiery nature within themselves. They try not to sort of get as far as that.
Have you ever had a big row?
Have we ever had a big row? I can't remember a big row. No. Depends what scale you mean by big. Just niggles. No, we haven't actually, no.
Great. Lime again. Now, the kitchen is a place of creativity, of warmth, of cookery. Here, lime is an absolute mistake. It's got to be more orange, more red, more fiery things. Both creativity and warmth belong to the element of fire. Also, there's a telly in the kitchen. Why is there a telly in the kitchen? That means to me that whoever is the most primary person to be in the kitchen doesn't want to be here, doesn't like being here. I think it's her, and I think that the only time where the kitchen is used is as a sort of hideout, to go and hide away from a misunderstanding or from a disagreement.
I wouldn't say I hide out in the kitchen. Would you?
No.
No.
I can tell you what's wrong with this room. What's missing here is the element of water. Water is all the romance, love, all these things that you would expect in a bedroom. And here we haven't got any water feature, which would help them promote their love life. We haven't got any of the color blue. They need to inject some more love, some more passion into the relationship, because that's something that is completely missing.
Any love and passion missing?
Not that I was aware of. Do you still love and passion for me?
Oh, yes.
And I feel that her sleep is broken, that she can't sort of just lie down and sleep properly, that she keeps sort of waking up with thoughts and things like that.
Absolutely spot on.
This room is awful. I don't know where to start with this one. It could be a fantastic room, working from home, doing at least a couple of businesses. But what there is here is just terrible negative energies.
She is so spot on.
When she walks into this room in the morning, she's exhausted just to look around, just to look at it. It drains her, it vampires her, it takes away her energy. I don't know that it's necessarily a spirit thing. I would do a sort of exorcism thing just in case, but I think that she actually feels like something tangible has taken away her energy and is almost like following her around or something.
Sitting on my shoulder, so she's pretty spot on, isn't she?
As much as this is the smallest room that seems the least consequential, this is the biggest problem of the house.
Without a doubt.
Yep.
That lady is clever.
Astrologer Raymond Castrogiovanni felt that clutter and stagnation was the problem, while practicing which Inbaal sensed a presence upstairs. But feng shui practitioner Richard Ashworth sensed something extraordinary about Susie.
The lady of the house here, if she's not actually a practitioner of white witchcraft, she certainly could be. She has that sort of power.
In part one, Susie and Ian invited two experts into their home. Astrologer Raymond Castrogiovanni and practicing witch Inbaal both diagnosed what they felt were the reasons for the couple's uneasiness in their own home. The third expert is feng shui practitioner Richard Ashworth, who believes in balancing the personal elements in the home to promote health, wealth and happiness. He has asked for the couple's birth dates and times.
What you've got is this is very much a boys' project. The driving force behind this is a bloke. This is a bloke with a very good heart, a bloke who's a good learner, a bloke who's done a lot of good work, and a bloke who in his way is stuck. Probably the woman here is doing rather well. Probably last year particularly, the bloke is not.
Well, I wouldn't say that was right for you at all.
Not at all.
But he's finding himself a little bit floundering.
I know my direction, yeah.
You very much know your way, don't you?
It's a tension between the genders here. The great thing is there's a very powerful woman here. She's very smart and very tough. You cross her at your peril.
Is that really accurate then?
Yes.
Is it?
Scary.
Spot on.
Scary.
What we've got here is a spot, you have my voice going up, a spot of panic. Now when I've followed people around who see literal ghosts, which I don't, they see them when I feel this. So that's right here.
Well, that ties in with your feeling of being watched.
The lady of the house here, if she's not actually a practitioner of white witchcraft, she certainly could be. She has that sort of power.
Oh my goodness.
It's a thought, isn't it, Susie?
Gosh.
The first thing that strikes me is that the person operating the computer is facing the wall. Classically, what you want is a safe position, which is back to a wall, being able to see to the door. So this is not a safe position. This needs to be here.
Would it be possible?
I don't know.
Difficult.
I doubt it.
A woman in here would feel dizziness, breathlessness, weakness. a certain amount of panic. She might feel under threat, like there was an aggression in here.
Well, he's spot on that.
Oh, yeah.
In her body, head, lungs, possibly the eyes.
Is that you?
Yeah, I have asthma, I have weak eyes.
Astrologer Raymond Castrogiovanni thought clutter was the problem, practicing which Inbaal sensed an unwelcome energy upstairs, and feng shui practitioner Richard Ashworth felt that Susie might have extraordinary powers. But which expert do Susie and Ian feel can help them?
Was it a difficult decision to make?
Well, we did make a mutual decision, didn't we? And we both agreed on the same person,
Which is?
which was Inbaal.
Inbaal.
Yeah.
Why did you go with her in the end?
I warmed to her as a character. I liked very much what she was suggesting. Ripping it all out and starting again in the office is kind of what I feel.
Inbaal's specific diagnosis of the office has convinced the couple that she can rid the house of the unwanted presence and get Susie's office working again.
Right, I've got some ideas how to fix up the kitchen. It'd be nice to cover these with red.
Wow, I'd never thought of red in a kitchen.
The reason I want to bring some reds into this kitchen is because at the moment it's cold, it's a little bit empty, and red is the colour of warmth, got orange for creativity, so putting all those reddy colours will just make it so much more fun to be in and so much more fun to cook in. I wanted to paint the walls pale blue to make it sort of more romantic.
Okay.
Lovely calming colours. The element of water is to bring more love into the relationship. We could all use some more of that, more romance. Another thing I want to do is take the bed and move it completely to there. The head of the bed traditionally should be in the north, which is the place of beginnings. And for some weird polarity reason, when your head is in the north, your feet are in the south, you can sleep better, you would sleep like a log. We're in the office. I found the office awful. How do you like it?
It's awful. Awful is an underestimation. It's awful. I have this horrible feeling of somebody always behind me, because the only way we can fit the furniture in, I am facing the corner like a little schoolgirl, a naughty schoolgirl. I'm facing in the corner and everything's behind me. The light is behind me from the window. The door is behind me.
I can help. First of all, I was going to move all this sort of officey, electronic-y, gadgety things over there. The east is the corner of air that has to do with communication, clarity, ideas. It'll be much easier to work next to the window. So A, you've got the light. B, you've got some kind of observation in the corner of your eye. You've got the door there, so there won't be the feeling of paranoia. As for the supernatural things that you're experiencing, if there is a feeling like something is here, I can get rid of that for you. So that's no problem at all. Get rid of anything negative, anything uncomfortable.
Inbaal believes that by using colours and symbols inspired by the couple's star signs, she can balance the 4 elements of earth, water, air and fire within the house and cure the problem. In the kitchen, the cold green cupboard doors are given a fiery red finish, with bright accessories added in an effort to inject warmth and aid creativity. The air element of the room is strengthened with the addition of a wind chime. Upstairs, the bedroom walls are painted a pale blue. Inbaal feels this will encourage romance and strengthen the element of water. To create a feeling of tranquility, the office is painted a soft lilac. Shelves are fitted against the west wall so that the computer can be moved to the east, the area that Inbaal believes represents communication and clear thinking. To ensure that Susie doesn't feel any further disturbance in the office, Inbaal performs a cleansing ritual. This involves using a salt water solution that she believes will absorb any negative energy in the room, and burning charcoal, representing the element of fire, which she adds to a crushed sage and lavender incense. Finally, Inbaal asks Susie to circulate the burning incense while she sprinkles the salted water to cleanse and purify the room. Do Susie and Ian feel more secure now that their house has been cleansed and protected?
It was rather weird thinking about a witch coming into my house and getting rid of this presence, but marvellous. She's good. She's great fun.
Thoroughly enjoyed, yeah.
And have you found it a nice space to work in?
Yeah, it's definitely lightened it up. It's made it warm. It feels nice to walk into. There's obviously something in this red element. It's just so warm and inviting that you want to come and wash the dishes.
Do you think you'll be able to take what Inbaal's taught you about the house to other places that you'll live in?
Yes, I will. I'll implement these colours. Everything she's done has been a fantastic experience. It's really changed my perspective on things.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's such simple changes, yet very effective in the end result.
Feels a lovely room, very peaceful, but how are you actually sleeping?
Pretty good, actually. Yeah, it's definitely made a change. The plant in the corner, maybe, the map, I don't know, but yeah, it's definitely made a change and I'm sleeping pretty well.
What's the thinking behind the map?
The map's there for the earth element, and Inbaal say what better than the actual earth itself.
Do you notice the difference now that Susie's sleeping better? Has it affected how you feel when you both get up in the morning?
Certainly, she's been getting up a lot more refreshed and actually a little bit earlier than she would normally, so it's obviously having a good effect.
Susie, you were really uncomfortable in this room before.
Yes.
How is it now?
Whoever it was has gone. I can't tell you what a difference it's made. Every day I come in here, I felt there was somebody standing over my shoulder. It was really uncomfortable, it blocks your mind. But now I can see the window, I can see the daylight, the trees, I can see everything that's around me. It's just fantastic.
Did you think when Inbaal first started, you were a little bit, yeah, right, this isn't going to make a difference?
Yeah, that's exactly right. I wasn't sure that I could understand how burning incense and putting water around a room could remove things, because I'm not sure that I quite understand that. But it's worked. It's absolutely wonderful. I'm so much more productive. This week I've worked so differently. I feel like I'm really fired up and moving along quickly, and it feels like whatever was blocking me has been totally removed. So, yep, perfect.
Well, Inbaal's certainly made a difference there. Susie and Ian are both thrilled and very optimistic, and we'll be back in a few weeks' time to see how they're getting on then.
I didn't think the suggestions Inbaal come up with would be so intense and make such a change on me.
Susie's office, I've seen Susie be a lot more relaxed, and as she says, she's more efficient with the way that she works now.
Now there's no feeling of anyone behind me at all. It's totally, whatever was there has been removed. It's gone. My business is going from strength to strength. I'm working immense hours. People are calling me, asking me to work for them instead of me chasing them. And the bedroom is for both of us.
Absolutely, very relaxing.
So we've both got something there, so top numbers all round, I reckon.
Definitely.